Good morning. Boker Tov. How are ya? It's Tuesday. You know what that means. It's Torah Tuesday. Yay! It's getting a little cold out here. It's starting to look like Thanksgiving. Go figure. Hope everything's good in your part of the world. This morning, we're going to talk about Toldot. Parsha Toldot. And there's a bunch going on here. I mean a bunch going on here. But what I wanted to talk about, well, let's talk about the behavior, the trickster behavior. How's that? Jacob tricks Esau into selling him his birthright. Isaac and Rebekah trick the king, Abimelech, into thinking that Rebekah is Isaac's sister, and Rebekah coaches Jacob in how to trick Isaac into giving him the blessing of the firstborn son. And of course, Jacob succeeds. But Jacob does not succeed alone. Isaac is surely not the most important Hebrew of his time. Rebekah is. She chooses the right person to be the next leader of the Hebrew people. And now that Jacob will be the next leader of the Hebrews, she tells Isaac to send Jacob to her family to find a wife among her relatives. Esau is not a bad person. When he understands that the two women he married are not pleasing to his father, he takes a third wife, one of the daughters of Ishmael. He really does try to please his dad, but we all know that he is always just a little too late. We even feel kind of sorry for him at the end. He should have paid a little closer attention to his sneaky brother and his mother, who was watching out for Jacob's well-being. So what do we mean? Well, we see a lot of the same things that's going on with Abraham, right? Okay. Abraham and Sarah go to Egypt. What happens? Abraham says, "Don't say you're my wife because they'll surely kill me." What happens when Isaac goes there? And guess what? They say the same thing. Isaac and Rebekah, same thing happens. And it ends up in a blessing. Okay. What about when Abraham sends his servant to go find Isaac a wife? What does Isaac do? He sends his servant to go find, Esau a wife. Okay? Cancel that, Jacob, because he gets the blessing. Okay? So you see it's the same story told differently. Why? Well, they're trying to make a point. Very simple. And how do you make a point, especially in the old world? Repetition. Change the name of the characters, I get it, but repetition. Okay? Repetition. Okay? So, it's interesting if you think about it, because while all this tricking is going on, where's God? Okay? They're not tricking God. He knows what's going on. He's God. Okay? But it's not written. We don't hear God's point of view or how it affects. He lets it play out. Okay? So what they're doing is they're explaining. Okay? They're explaining why they did and how that we got to where we were. Okay? So that's what I want to make. That's the point I want to make. Okay? So what happens in the end of this, of course, is that Jacob tricks Isaac into giving him the blessing of the firstborn, and Esau, who's the firstborn, goes by the wayside. Okay? Now, we know that Esau becomes, he becomes the leader of Edom, the Edomites. Okay? And we don't hear a lot from the Edomites, do we? No. Okay? We hear about the Hebrews and the Israelites. We hear about Jacob. So we hear that Esau is taken care of, he becomes a leader of a people, and then we never hear from him again. Okay? Obviously, Jacob was the one that was favored in these stories. Okay? So, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Alrighty? Like usual, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you watching. And there's a bunch of you on there. Hey, a bunch of you. Cool. And please send me comments if you have any questions, comments, texts, PMs, whatever the heck they call those things. Alrighty? And until next week, until Tuesday, I'll see you on Torah Tuesday. Have a good week. Peace out.